come and get it.
Hey, what's up YouTube? This is RJ Stealth. I'm going to do a quick vid about stands. When you go to put your bike up on stands, a lot of people don't really know how to do it, or they're a little nervous, but it's okay. This video will just help you guys out. I've got a rear stand, which I will show you, and a front stand. Now the cool thing is, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information here. Now with your stands, I picked these up for $100 for the two, but as you can see, they're like 110 a piece. Well, you can get them like on sale all the time at certain places, so just keep your eyes out. Now these aren't like pit bulls or anything like that. These are trackside, which is kind of like a generic stand, but it's not too bad. It'll do what you need it to do, and they're pretty sturdy. I mean, I put my bike up on them, I like bounced up and down on it, and it worked just fine. So, you know, don't worry too much about it, but you gotta be careful because you do get what you pay for. One of the bad things I don't like about this stand, especially the front one, is these two bolts right here. What they do is, that was weird. These two bolts right here, the problem with these two bolts is that they're so close, you can see they stick out past the pads. You gotta watch out for your rotors, because I've heard of a lot of people scratching their rotors from putting their bike up on them, and then they spin their tire, and next thing you know, scratching all the rotors. I must have a dog outside. That's weird. Now, the other thing with this rear one, I'll show you guys, is I don't have spools on my bike. So, if you have the spools, you're going to use these right here. So you would just loosen these up, flip it around, and use that. But I use my swing arm, so that's what these pads are for. You know, be careful. Another thing too, another bit of information I'll give you guys is, I used indoor-outdoor carpet, wrap it around like right here because this is the point of contact. The same with right here, as you guys can see. And then I put black duct tape to blend it in. Don't do anything too thick or like certain kinds of foams, because if you do, it's gonna make your bike unsteady. Because these do have to have, when they lay down, they do have to be able to lay down, not, I don't want to say flush, but lay down to a point where it's not gonna like prop it up. Because if it props up too high, it's just gonna, you know, make it easier to roll versus it being on the ground. So that's why I used indoor-outdoor carpet, and the main reason why is because it helps preserve your stands essentially. I've had these stands for a little while now, and you guys are probably wondering what this was, but I work on quite a few bikes, as you can tell. I've got this R6, I got my FRI, I got a buddy who's got a GSX 650F, and I've done a few other bikes too, but this helps out that way. I know where my bike and the R6 need to be when I go to put them up on the stands. Spools are definitely, I'd say, safer. Some would disagree, because some would say that they would worry about the bolt that would go into your swing arm for the spools. Just, oh, what if it snaps? But, you know, if we what-ifed everything in life, we would get nowhere. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and put my bike up on stands. I'll show you how to do it. It's not hard at all. You know, when you go to do it, make sure you do your rear first, and then do your front. Boom. Move my camera over here a little bit, see if we can get a better angle for you guys. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I really hope it all turns out pretty good. My garage is not the best, I'm sorry. Now when you go to do this, be careful. Now there's a couple ways. Some people will just put it up and they'll just line up as best they can. Now, oh, another thing, if you're doing the pads on your swing arm, do not put your pads all the way up here, because then you're not really lifting your bike at the highest possible point it can be lifted at, you know. But at the same time, don't go all the way back here, because on my bike, this is an angle on the top and on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is angled. The minute you lift it up and say you sit on it or even push it possibly, it could fall. So you got to be smart. You got to be careful, guys. So some people say just put it up there where you needed it to go, and you can start pushing down on this and then carefully hold your bike about right here and level it out to watch your other one and put it on top. Other people would say get on this side of your bike if your exhaust is hot, please be careful, especially if it's on this side or whatnot. You don't want to burn yourself. You know, pull your bike over and then do it. It's a few different ways. Now, I've already made a couple boo-boos or accidents or however you want to phrase it. And if you look right here, you can see my swing arm is scratched. It's okay. I'm not planning on selling this bike at all, ever. When I go to get my new one, I'll turn this into a different bike. Or you know what? Maybe my son will get it. Who knows? I doubt that, though. He's got a long time to go before he's riding. So just be careful, guys. What I usually do is I line it up on this side. I carefully push down on it so my bike falls over. Make sure I'm lined up. And I just push straight down. Now, the cool thing is once you're at this point, you are able to hold your bike by its tail right here. And you are able to slide it forward and slide it back if you have to. Go ahead and just put your bike down. Now, your rear is able to spin freely. Good job, guys. Watch your kickstand. Go to the front here. Like I said, please pardon the mess. Do this for you guys. You get a different camera angle here. Now, when you go to do this, you got to be careful. Take it and carefully line it up. Like I said, watch it out. You don't want to go scratching your... Alrighty, we lined up good enough. Now when you do this, you're going to push down and in. So you don't want to like push just straight down or not like push down and pull back, because if you do, you could rip your bike off the rear stand. Another thing I do too is when I do this, I leave my kickstand down just in case something ever does happen and my bike does say, you know, fall this way. My kickstand could possibly catch it. If it falls that way, obviously you're SOL. But if it does go that way, kickstand could possibly catch it. So we'll see how that goes. Ready, guys? Push down and in, and it goes down and in. All right. Now, if you look, kind of, you might be able to see it in this light. I don't know. I'm like less than a fingertips distance from my rotor and that bolt or nut. Sorry. Same thing on this side, but I am able to spin my tire freely. Boom! Your bike is up on stands, guys. You are able to get on it, and I'll even do this for you guys. I'll show you real quick. You could actually get on your bike and check that out. Now, you should never really do that too much, because you never know, something might actually happen. Life is not easy, guys, so be careful and don't take too many chances, alright? Well, with your bike being up, it's a lot easier to work on if you're doing, say, your oil or, you know, taking your tires off and whatnot. So, now that I've done this quick little video for you guys about putting it up, I'm going to go ahead and take it down real quick. You always do the reverse of what you did. So when you put your bike up in the first place, you did your rear, then you did your front. Now you need to do the reverse of that. Take your front off, then your rear. Reason why is because if you go to take your rear off, the one thing you got to be careful with is you don't want to go hitting your, because if you look, it's just, actually I'm not even going to do it that much, but if you hit your steering just right, you're going to cock your wheel and you're just going to knock it right off the stands and it's going to fall down, okay? So you're going to do the front and then the rear. So you're just going to have to pull up, let it drop smoothly. Now careful at this point, because like I said, those nuts, man, and my rotors, that's the only thing I don't like about this stand. Move that to the side. Now we're going to go to the back here. Oh, another thing. Hey guys, once you take your front down, go over here. You see this thing right here? Yeah, it's called your kickstand, right? The kickstand, right? Make sure it's down when you go to remove your rear stand, because if it's not, your bike's going to fall. And it's not going to be pretty, okay? So keep an eye out for that, alright guys? Just pay attention. Alright, and you go to your rear, simply grab your base, or grab the handle, the top of the handle. Some people grab the base. whichever you prefer, whichever you're comfortable with. I grab it kind of like mid-range to the top. I put my hand on my seat up top here, on my rear fairing. I simply lift, let my bike slide forward a bit, slowly, 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 and then you go to, when you go to like let it go, you just let it fall to its kickstand side, and you just carefully remove it. Don't go ripping out your stand, because you know your pads could hit your rim and ruin your rim. All right, and there you go, guys. That's putting your bike up on stands. It's extremely easy, extremely simple, not hard at all. Be careful. Now, like I was telling you with the rear stand, we give you guys a bit more information. When you go put them on the rear stand, if you do get cheaper stands, be careful. These sometimes can get loose. It's a flathead screwdriver. You know, your the pads will come off. Always check the tightness on these things, because it's those little things that help, you know, and they could little things that could help and possibly prevent you dropping your bike if these aren't tight. You never know. Just take an extra second, guys. It's already dangerous enough out there on the streets when you're riding a motorcycle because of other people. If you can do small little things at home to help prevent, you know, hazards to yourself or your motorcycle, just take the extra second. All right, that's my little safety lecture for us all out there. Now, the other thing with these front ones, mine have these little weird pads on them like this. They are not my personal favorite, but they do the job. And like I said, I got them for 60% off instead of 50, so they're only like 40 something bucks when I got them. They do make another brand that's like this, that has like these two little I don't know, two other pads. So I have a flat pad, it's got these two little pads like this, and what they do is they do the same thing as they wrap around. They go like one here and one here, and they hold it like that, and they pick it up. I hear that one's okay. Just be careful if you have that one. Careful if you have this one. The other type of front lifting stand that they make is called a triple tree. I don't have one, and I'm currently saving up to get one. They're like 150 plus really, and you have to get the right size pins for them. There's another moto vlogger out there. His name is DarkFlight. I'm gonna try and put a link to his video and his channel. You should definitely subscribe to him. He's really good. And he's has some great videos. But essentially, what it does is it's gonna go just like your front one, and it's gonna have this extra piece up here that hooks into. You're not really gonna be able to see it, but your triple tree hook right up in there, or triple tree hole for the pin to slide in there, and then you can lift it up. The great thing about that is you're able to actually turn your steering column, versus with mine, if you turn it, it's going to fall. That's great for if you're working on your fork seals or removing your forks entirely, because it's not relying on the forks to hold up the front of your bike. It's relying on the triple tree. So it's great. You know, look into one of those if you can. If you got the money, that's definitely worth it. You know, plus they're actually a lot more useful on other motorcycles. Another reason is, like I said, my buddy's GSX 650F. It's a sports touring bike. His front forks are different levels. They're like this or this, one of the two. But they're different levels, so I can't use my front stand on his bike. So if he has to get front end work done, I have to rig something with like a jack stand and with a jack and jack stands. It kind of sucks, and it's not my personal favorite thing to do. Personally, my favorite thing to do, but you got to do what you got to do, right? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comment section. Send me an email. You know, please enjoy, guys. Remember.